Andrew Shovlin has just revealed some fresh insights into Lewis Hamilton's surprising move from Mercedes to Ferrari. Ever since Hamilton announced his decision at the start of this season, fans and analysts have been buzzing with speculation. After 12 incredible years with Mercedes, where he clinched 6 world championships, many were curious about why he decided to switch teams, especially with Mercedes showing some promise this year. When news of Hamilton's move to the Maranello came out, a lot of people thought his decision was linked to his pre-season experience with Mercedes' 2024 challenger, the W15. This speculation was further fueled when Mercedes arrived in Bahrain for the season opener with the 4th fastest car in the field, showcasing their struggles despite the hype surrounding their power unit program ahead of the 2026 engine regulation changes. Now, despite picking up the pace this year, the Brackley team has not really been a palpable threat to the championship title since 2021. The Silver Arrows have won only 4 races in the past 3 years and have looked powerless against Red Bull. However, Mercedes trackside engineering director Andrew Shovlin denied claims that the weak performance of the W15 triggered Hamilton's decision to swap Mercedes for Ferrari. Instead, Shovlin believes that the legendary Brit is chasing a new chapter in his career. He clarified that the 39-year-old made the move in hopes of writing a fresh chapter with the Maranello-based outfit, now that his career is coming to a close. "I think if we'd been winning championships, it would have been difficult for Lewis to say no. However, I think his biggest reasons are not necessarily ones of car performance. He clearly wants to have another chapter in his career beyond his very successful one with Mercedes. He's of an age where if he was going to do that, he would need to do it sooner rather than later." With Hamilton now 39 years old, his F1 career is reaching its latter stages. Shovlin can understand the decision to want to race for a team as iconic as Ferrari. The 105-time race winner now has a chance to end Ferrari's long title drought, which stretches back to 2008. "As I said, if we were dominating a championship, I suspect it would have been difficult for him to do that, join Ferrari," said Shovlin. "But I think a big part of Lewis is wanting to have another team and another challenge in his career. I think when someone's decided that they want to do that, it can be quite difficult to persuade them otherwise." Lewis Hamilton has often spoken about his dream to drive for Ferrari at least once in his career, so he's definitely looking forward to racing in those iconic red overalls in 2025, with hopes of winning more races and maybe even clinching another championship in the coming years. At the beginning of the season, Mercedes' performance was a bit concerning. However, the team has made significant progress since then. In the 4 races leading up to the summer break, the Silver Arrows secured 3 Grand Prix victories, 2 of which were won by Hamilton himself. Mercedes has been catching up to McLaren and Red Bull in the recent races this season. While they might not be contenders for the championship yet, they have amassed an impressive 170 points over the last 6 races and celebrated 3 victories. On the flip side, Ferrari's performance has been declining. The Italian team was the fastest at Monaco, where Charles Leclerc won his home race, but since then, they've dropped to 4th in the standings. Despite Ferrari's recent struggles, Hamilton isn't having second thoughts about his move. After his victory at Silverstone, he dismissed any talk of regret, showing his confidence and excitement about the new chapter with Ferrari. "Whatever course and trajectory the team is on for next year, there are things I hopefully will have been a part of, and I am proud of that. My job next year will be to start with the other team, and they are doing a great job. They have had a difficult couple of races, but let's not forget they had a race win in Monaco. I don't know what is wrong with their car and why they are in the position they are in, but it doesn't make me second-guess my decision at all." While he was excited about joining the Scuderia, the Briton did admit to having some doubts before his race win at Silverstone about whether he would ever be able to win again. Shovlin acknowledged that Hamilton's self-doubt was inevitable after a series of uncompetitive cars. "I mean, it's inevitable, and I think the whole team has had a period of that. When we launched our 3rd bad car in a row, we're all wondering, why have we made that mistake, and how have we done that again? So it does have you questioning what you're doing, and I think the fact that we haven't had a competitive car made it difficult for Lewis, because he is a driver who is just born to win races. And it's been a tough few years for him, having had so many difficult results. It's not like he's had all bad races, because he's got George, who's an incredibly fast driver and a very difficult person to beat, and Lewis has had his fair share of races where he's been ahead of George. It's just that we weren't able to win because we didn't have the car to win. When Hamilton announced he was moving to Ferrari, Shovlin shared that the entire team felt a renewed sense of purpose. When Lewis announced he was going to Ferrari, all of us felt like, well, let's make this year one to remember and let's go out with something to celebrate. So the entire team was hoping that this would be a year that we could get back to winning races and have some results, because it would be a real shame if that absolutely incredible chapter of Lewis's career that is at Mercedes, if that were to sort of finish with 3 winless seasons on the trot. We're happy for him, we're happy for the team, but there's nothing that we want more than for that chapter with Lewis to finish with a happy ending, concluded Shovlin. Following Hamilton's impressive win at Spa, which came after Russell's disqualification, Shovlin highlighted the team's improved performance. He pointed out that landing the setup in FP1 was a crucial factor in Hamilton's better form this season. Shovlin also mentioned that the Brackley-based team had struggled initially with making stable changes while keeping the car balanced, which was a significant reason for their earlier struggles. I think early on, perhaps Lewis was finding the car more difficult to deal with, Shovlin said at the Belgian GP. One of the areas that we've improved with the car is being able to land the setup in FP1. That's a good foundation to start building on performance and fine-tuning it that helps your weekend enormously. In the early part of the year, we were making relatively small changes, and suddenly the whole car balance left us, and we were really struggling. So that certainly helped, and it's probably fair to say that in the earlier races Lewis was finding it more difficult to set up than George. Pirelli's tyres play a central role in Formula One performance, as finding the right temperature window for them is key to shaving off lap times. In a bid to fully unlock the car's capabilities, both drivers experimented with different setups. I think there's a certain driving style that suits these tyres, he added. You tend to find that the two drivers are never that far apart on setup now. So once the car's in a good window, the same thing is working pretty well for both of them. Between sessions, they're studying what the other one's doing to try and find where the gains are. But through the year, the two of them have been working together early on. Neither of them wanted to be finishing where we were, and they were able to help each other through trying different experiments with setup and driving style. And overall, you progress as a team, and that's how a team with two drivers works. Since their upgrades at Montreal, the W15 has demonstrated stability across a variety of tracks and conditions. The Toto Wolff-led team is now aiming to build on this progress, hoping to make up for the points lost at the beginning of 2024. As the 2024 season unfolds, the excitement continues to build. Hamilton's future with Ferrari and Mercedes' recent upgrades promise plenty of action. Can Mercedes capitalize on their momentum and end the year strong? Will Hamilton leave on a high note before starting his new chapter? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest F1 news.